So welcome to the stock market session, information session, or stock market lessons info session. My name is Don Lyons. I am the host of this particular class here. I'm going to share my screen so that we all have an understanding of how the lessons work and how you can use them going forward. So a little bit about my background. Again, my name is Don Lyons. I am a certified financial planner. I have been in the financial services industry for 19 years now. I've spent time with JP Morgan Private Bank, Fidelity Investments, TD Ameritrade, TIAA, etc., all within a number of different capacities and functions, but always within a spectrum of wealth management and financial planning. And so my experience is very broad and wide ranging. I've worked with those who are literally just starting out, learning how to save and invest money, all the way up to those who literally have tens of millions of dollars, where it's more of an issue of generational wealth and philanthropy. Uh, I have a bachelor's degree from Temple University and an MBA from Penn State. That's who I am from a professional standpoint. Personally, I'm married with 3 boys. I'm an avid fan of combat sports. I actually train in both Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and boxing. So before I even get into the stock market lessons info session itself, I always start out with a definition of financial planning, which is simply a process that we use to evaluate where you are today, where you would like to be long-term, and then ultimately how you get there. So again, financial planning is an evaluation process used to assess where you are today, where you would like to go, and then how you get there. Now, within financial planning, there are actually 7 distinct areas of focus, starting out with what are your goals and objectives? What are you looking to accomplish long-term? Then we look at the more critical areas, right? Net worth and cash flow management, insurance planning, investment management, retirement planning, tax and estate planning, right? Because what sense does it make if we talk about how to start investing in a stock market effectively, yet we fail to address the fact that you don't have proper life insurance coverage? God forbid you pass away prematurely, and now you've left your family with a burden and not a blessing. So it's always important that we talk about your situation from a very broad-based perspective. Now, the stock market lessons class really comes out of the fact that I've actually been teaching children how to trade stocks and bonds over the last several years. I actually run a stock market class for children. And what was happening was throughout these courses, parents were always asking questions and learning along with the children. So much so that I was asked, am I ever going to do a course for adults? And so this course stems out of being asked to teach adults, and this is where it leads us today. So this is a 6-week introductory course to the stock market. We're going to have live Zoom meetings every Wednesday, starting next Wednesday, March 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I am reserving a slot for 10 p.m. Eastern time, but for the most part, as of right now, it's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern time every Wednesday starting next week. So we are going to use real world applications using TD Ameritrade and Fidelity. And so it's encouraged that you establish an account with at least TD Ameritrade if you don't already have one, because I'm going to use TD Ameritrade a great deal to be able to illustrate some of the things that we talk about. Now, what this course does is it simply improves your knowledge about investing, economics, and personal finance. This course is not designed to really promise riches or wealth. It's simply designed to provide you with knowledge. Now, what you do with the knowledge is up to you, but the focus is to gain knowledge. And the focus for you, hopefully, is to apply the knowledge that you gain. Now, in terms of the overall course itself, the first week we talk about an introduction to stocks. This is where I really break down on a very simplistic basis what a stock is, right? Then we go into other areas of investments. Week 2, I use TD Ameritrade to actually show you how to buy and sell stocks. Week 3, we go into how to research stocks. And there's really 2 ways, fundamental and technical. Fundamental looks at the company's financials, its earnings, its management, etc. Technical looks at its charts, patterns, etc. Now, for the most part, this course will be designed specifically with a focus on fundamental analysis. So week 4, this is where I go into diversification, right? So not just having one stock, but having different types of stocks, looking at different size companies, companies that are based on different geographical regions, etc. Diversification is key. Week 5, I talk about the different indices and interest rates and how important they are, really how to understand them when you're looking at the financial news or the markets themselves. Week 6, I talk about taxation. So what are the tax implications of buying and selling stocks on a consistent basis? Now, this is an example of GE using TD Ameritrade. So what I would do is show you how GE trades, looking at its closing price of $12.58. As you can see, it's up 31 cents today, or 2.53%. This is somewhat of a dated chart here. But then I'll actually show you how to actually buy GE using different order types. And again, this is using TD Ameritrade. Then we talk about sector and industry diversification. So again, there's actually 11 different sectors: communications, consumer discretionaries, which is really more of the cyclical companies that really would do well once things start to pick up, as they're currently doing. You have consumer staples, energies, financial, healthcare, industrials, information technology, real estate, etc. These are all the different sectors that make up the markets themselves. Now, these sectors are actually spread across 69 different industries. And as you can see here on the far right-hand side, you can see how they've performed over the last year, essentially, right? As you can see here, communications up 51%, discretionary up 56%. Technology up 57, etc. So I go into detail in terms of how all these things work and how they play out from a diversification standpoint. So the cost for this course is $65. It does include a complimentary consultation. You can send your payment to GlowWealth 2018 via Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, you can email directly and I'll send you some other forms of payments. But that's really how the course works itself. My contact info is listed here. GlowWealth2018@gmail.com. So you can email me directly. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at Money Talk with Don Lyons on all 3 platforms. So that's the information session for today. Again, the course that starts next Wednesday, the 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I look forward to seeing you all. Take care and have a great evening.